All right, everybody. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, anyway, we're live. What's going on? Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of Nerd Talk, and Happy New Year. I know I'm almost done with January. We're almost done with January. My God, it goes by fast. Anyway, you're probably seeing the scene is a little bit different. Work in progress, don't worry. But, of course, you know we got to bring you the best tech news from the best Tech News channel. Of course, joining me is the king himself, who's not here with me physically, but here with me through voice, is the king, King Ken. Welcome, King Ken. Thank you for joining me again. I muted myself. That's what. All right. So, King Ken, thank you for joining me, Ken.
Yeah, what's up?
There, sorry. So, I just realized that I muted the mic on Discord, so I did your intro and was like, why didn't he respond? And realize I muted myself on Discord as well.
Yeah, I was like, it's very quiet. What's happening? I got my phone and everything.
I'm sorry. So yes, he's not with me here right now, but of course we are doing a voice chat. We wanted to go and give you guys some tech news because a lot's been going on. A lot has happened. You know, sickness, CES, rumors.
Yeah.
They're all here, and we're all going to talk about it today on the podcast. Now, as always, I got to do it. You know I got to do it, so let's get it out the way. Every time you come into one of these live streams, you hear some beautiful music, some awesome music. You wonder, what is those smooth sounds you hear? Well, of course, it's always coming from my boy, Gnosis. Makes some of the finest beats in America. So make sure you check him out on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Gnosis. I would have had the panhandle up, but I don't have it in my software, so SoundCloud.com/Gnosis. He actually came out with a new series called Midnight Mental. It is probably one of the most fire albums, or series, I have heard from the entire ones that he's created. There's a lot of really, really, really good songs in here, so definitely make sure you guys check him out. Show him some love because he definitely deserves it. Like I said, SoundCloud.com/Gnosis. Now, on to the tech news. So today we're going to be pretty much talking about CES. We're also going to be talking about the S10 because it's pretty much around the corner. We've got a confirmed date of February 20th. So we're going to put together a little bit of what we'd like to maybe see from the phone. And then we're going to talk about CES, some of the stuff that, we liked from CES and we're excited to see go out on the floor. Some stuff is already ready to go, and I'll talk about that. And also going to be talking about Samsung. Should they make Tizen come to all of the Galaxy phones? We're going to get into that. But let's go ahead and talk about CES. So I know, Ken, you said you didn't watch CES, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I didn't. I was just
sad. This guy.
going sick and work.
Beat him up, guys. Beat him up.
No, they ain't coming near me. I get through my guards first.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The king has guards. Be aware. Watch out. But yeah, so I did watch CES as much as I possibly could, but of course I was working, so I didn't get to see everything. But the things that I did get to see, I was very excited for. So, we're gonna go ahead and go down the list. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and first talk about the Razer monitor. What was it called? The Raptor.
Yes.
Yes.
The Raptor 27-inch.
Yes. So this is Razer's first ever monitor that they've built from the ground up. Razer seems to be getting into the gaming market even more, not with just their gaming peripherals, but now they got their own case they've made, and now their own monitor. So the monitor is the Razer Raptor. And like I said, if you guys are curious or you guys want to check these out, we'll leave links in the description below where you can go ahead and read it, check it out for yourself. But it is a 27-inch monitor. It's made out of hard, good old aluminum. It's a 1440p monitor, so, for all you guys who like the 1440p, you got it. It is going to be with 1 millisecond response time, 144 hertz, and, of course, RGB lighting at the base.
That's all they had to say for you.
That's it. That's all they needed was the RGB. Well, actually, my fiance, that's all they had to say was that there was RGB on there because she's trying to go with a full RGB look, and that's a lot of money.
That's too much money, man. Just go get some Hue lights and just put them above and change the colors.
Get a bunch of Hue bulbs and lights and just be like, here you go. That's all you get. So, the monitor is going to be $699, $700. If I remember correctly.
That's almost the price of their laptop.
Yeah, their stuff is definitely not cheap. But I mean, it's made out of aluminum. It's very durable. I'm actually excited for this monitor. I'm in the market for a new one. It looks really good. I like the fact that it has almost no bezels. Of course, the RGB, it always helps, makes it look dope. But I really like the fact of the cable management in the back. That was a
It's really
yes.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. Even though it is green, and my setup is not necessarily green, I do like the fact that there is some really nice cable management in the back. Now, I was watching videos on it, and I know the cables that were on the back actually are USB ports, so you would just pretty much connect USB and HDMI, of course, for the monitor. So you would just connect it back there, but it's supposed to help keep at least your desk space a little bit nice and tidy. So it's not still the best form of cable management, but I am glad to see that they put some type of cable management there. It does definitely give it a cleaner aesthetic. So I'm actually very excited to purchase one, even though it is very expensive. I know now for the money, people will probably say, "Oh, there's other monitors you can get." Well, it's not as nice looking as this one. Okay.
Hey, I hope you're ready to use that monitor to keep you warm. That's all I can say.
It's got the RGB, so I'll be all right. I'll be all right. What do you think, Ken? Are you interested in this monitor, man? Or do you think you're like, come on, it's too much money. Get out
No,
of here.
I mean it's definitely a lot of money. I mean I definitely want it, but I don't know if I can put 700 into it. That's all. That's an RTX 1080 or
Dude,
2080.
yeah, that is true. Those RTX cards are expensive, man. But their boxes are big. You've seen the box of one of those? They're huge.
Yeah, they're huge.
They
I
are
know.
massive. Even though like the 2070 is like $600 or almost. Well, depending on which one you get, it actually is either almost at 600 or is 600 or is 700. It's like, man, just for some ray tracing, guys. Ray tracing is God. Remember that.
Well, I mean, whenever it's gonna be, working, yes, the ray tracing will be there. But speaking of ray tracing, I think we have something else. I think AMD was talking about it on their Radeon and stuff, mentioning it.
Yeah, I think they were saying that it's something that they want to invest in later down the road, but as of right now, they don't want to. It's not technology they want to invest in, which I mean, it's fine. I mean, I'm not. Again, since I have not gotten an opportunity to have a RTX card, I won't know how good ray tracing is until I get it. But because it is new technology, I can understand why they want to kind of take their time with that, just because they want to, get it perfected, make it work, get it up and running before they start putting it in all of their graphics cards. Because now, even though the performance has improved, it's still not as good. It still does cut your frame rate down significantly. So once it's perfected, hopefully we'll see some. They'll probably do it at that time. But speaking of AMD also got their chance to shine at CES, announcing some of their new CPUs and GPUs or GPU. The Vega 7, the Vega 7.
Yes.
And it's the first GPU with a 7 nanometer chip inside. Now, I have been saying this for a while. Thank you, AMD, for listening. Thank you for giving us a graphics card. Thank you for giving us a graphics card. Look, I love NVIDIA is good. They make some good cards, but I always like rooting for the underdog here. And AMD, when they came out with the Ryzen chips, it was a fantastic. It changed the market. It made Intel have to step up their game and make their chips a lot better. So I was hoping that AMD made a better GPU because the last AMD graphics card I had was the 580. And it wasn't a bad graphics card by no means. However, it was only compared to a 1060. And then you went from the 580 to pretty much Vega 64, Vega 56, or Vega 52, which, in all honesty, didn't do as hot as AMD thought because it didn't outperform a 1080 or even sometimes a 1070 Ti. So AMD, as far as the GPU world, wasn't doing as well in the graphics cards. And pretty much NVIDIA doesn't have any other competition besides them. So NVIDIA still dominated. But with the Vega 7, I'm actually glad to see that they're putting some more emphasis in the GPU horsepower. So it is going to be, of course, the first one with a 7 nanometer chip inside, which is definitely a big deal. Better power efficiency. So they're able to give you the better performance, but it doesn't take any more wattage than what the Vega 64 was. I think when I was reading it, that's what it was. They were talking about. It will be available in the spring of 2019, so we are going to be getting an opportunity to see it. They showed off some. If you watched the live stream, they did get a chance to show off a little bit of the performance. So, of course, I'll take it with a grain of salt until I can actually get to see actual performance, but it looks promising. Hopefully, it's not a disappointment like Vega. I don't believe it will. I think they kind of saw Vega and they're like, all right, we gotta do better. We gotta do much better, and they definitely did. But my thing for you, Ken, because we both have NVIDIA cards. If you were between an RTX and once AMD's Vega comes, Radeon's graphics card come out, you get an opportunity to see that. If you had to go with one, who would you possibly go with?
I gotta wait for the benchmarks.
You gotta wait for the benchmarks. You don't have a. I might go AMD if it's promising.
I ain't gonna promise nothing.
Okay, I got you. You gotta have to see those benchmarks. Well, hopefully we'll get to see them soon. Again, spring is almost around the corner. It is starting. Its price point is $700, so it is expensive. It's not cheap, but again, it's promising. It is very promising. Speaking of their GPU, they've also released Ryzen 3, which, if you know me, I love Ryzen.
Oh,
I love Ryzen. Look, there ain't nothing wrong with a little Ryzen in your life. Nothing wrong.
I think you have an addiction.
I don't have an addiction. I have a passion. There's a difference.
There's a very fine line between the two.
There is. Oh, well, look, I'm the one that's not that. So, so Ryzen 3 is on the new Zen 2 architecture. It is also, I believe, 7 nanometers as well, if I remember correctly. Everything's sometimes a little bit of haze, but I do know it is 7 nanometers. But I mean, Ryzen is just beating up Intel right now. Intel's got to do something. They got to start coming out with this 14 nanometer and 12 nanometer chips. Nobody wants that. We want 7. Give me the 7 nanometer.
They're working at their own pace, man.
Well, you know what? They're taking too long, which is fine. I'm not complaining, but so they're coming out with a whole new SKU of Ryzen processors. So to kind of they've been taking more of an investment into the desktop processors and then also the mobile one. So your mobile processors, they're gonna have some new ones coming there. I've got the Ryzen 7 3750H, which is 4-core, 8 threads, which is nice. You also got the 3700U, then Ryzen 5 3550H, and then the 3500U. So, of course, 4-core, 8 threads there, which are all from Ryzen 5 to Ryzen 7 are 4-core, 8 threads. Then you go down to Ryzen 5 3300U, which is a 4-core, 4-threaded processor. Ryzen 3, the 3300U is 2-core, 4 threads, and then Athlon 300U is 2-core, 4 threads. Now, I don't know if this is going to be replacing the A6 processors that are on lower-end computers. I know with their Chromebooks, they're putting the A6 processors there, but I don't know if for just standard Windows computers, if they're going to put the Ryzen 3 as kind of the starting point for AMD and then kind of just go up from there, or the Athlon and then go up from there. I'll be very interested to see that. But those are what you're going to be expecting, at least from the side of the mobile processors. So AMD is definitely trying to get a little bit more into the mobile world with laptops, ultrabooks, which is nice.
I mean, yeah, I really should, because I've seen some with Ryzen chips, but not honestly too many laptops. A lot of gaming desktops I've seen the pre-builds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the same here. There's a few laptops that I've seen, at least, especially when you go into, sort of like Best Buy, places like that. There are a few laptops with Ryzen, but there's not really, I don't really see any of the gaming laptops with Ryzen inside. I've seen more of a few of the Ultrabooks, and then some of the standard laptops have had Ryzen. So they're kind of starting to make their way into that market, which is nice. Definitely give Intel some competition, because for the price that you're getting, especially if you get when you got a Ryzen 5 2500U, the processor was it performs pretty well, and shoot, you could do some gaming with it. We've talked about that before on previous podcasts, so I'm glad to see that AMD is kind of taking more of a consideration with that, not just focusing on the desktops but also focusing on the laptop side. So hopefully they do really well, and I can't wait to see the benchmarks for it, performance on it. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. See what it's capable of.
Oh yeah, definitely. The only thing is going to be more so the pricing. Definitely it's going to have to be priced very well to be very competitive, because you don't want to spend $2,000 on a Ryzen 7. That's not.
No, yeah.
And for what I've seen with at least the gaming laptops I have seen, I think there was one from HP, which was the Omen. It was, I think, the 17-inch, and it had the Ryzen 7 with the RX 580, but it was a full desktop 580 in there. But it was priced around, I want to say, $1,300. I might be wrong, but I know it was priced quite high. So, I definitely want to see them kind of come down a little bit, make some more, budget friendly gaming laptops. More ultrabooks that are using AMD processors in there. Just because it's a great processor for gaming if you want to, but more so also productivity. If you do a lot of productivity work, it definitely can do a good job with that. So
right. But how are they gonna come down the price, man? You see people buying $700 monitors and stuff.
Look now, the monitors are a different story. You can I can come down on the laptop, but the monitor is important. I look at that thing every day, and I want to feel premium. I want it to be like, I touch it, I'm like, that. Look, the whole point is that I'm getting the monitor. All right, I already made it up in my mind. If I back out now, then I'm only hurting myself, because I'm gonna look at the monitor every day and I'm gonna say, I wish I would have had that Razer monitor. You can't tell me that if you were able to get it, it would not look good on your desk space right now.
It would look great.
It would look amazing. You'd be like, whoa.
I have a 27-inch monitor right now, so I understand that it would be perfect.
Exactly, it's perfect, and then you get the RGB. You already got a Razer keyboard.
You know what I prefer though is having a roof to stop water from falling in.
Nah, you don't need a roof. Let the roof fall.
Okay. Right on that monitor.
Right on. No. You lost the roof and your monitor all in one. The worst thing in the world. Oh my god. All right, but so anyway, continuing on with Ryzen, of course, you've now got your desktop chips. Of course, they're going to be using the 7 nanometer I can't say this. 7 nanometer chip technology. So they're the first to do it. They beat Intel there. They showed their processor going against the i9 9900K. So they say, you know what, we're not fooling around here. We are not fooling around. And I got a chance to watch that, and I have to say, look, I have Ryzen. I just got myself a Ryzen 2nd generation CPU, but now it's not good enough. I need Ryzen 3. See, this now gives me a reason to go buy the latest CPU and then give my fiance the best of the best, because I was originally going to give her a 2600X. Mm-hmm. Now she can have a 2700X and be better. Don't look at me like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Look. Ken, we all know you're happy with your i7 over there, but some of us want more.
You're about to make me go buy an i9 and shut you up.
Hello, Dave Forever Mobile. Welcome to the stream. And yes, an OLED monitor would be best. Of course it would be best. It's going to give you the better colors, but...
It depends. I mean, honestly, David, what are you wanting more? You want your colors, or you want a faster refresh rate? What do you want?
That is true. Because, wait, do they have OLED monitors that can do more than 60 hertz, or is it still 60 hertz? I don't I think it's still only 60 hertz.
I think 60 hertz is still the fastest refresh rate for OLED.
For OLED, yeah. So, I mean, I guess it definitely depends on the individual. I mean, of course, OLED is gonna look much better than IPS. Definitely, you're gonna get better colors. But I know for me, I like the refresh rate, so I don't want to. I've been spoiled by 144 hertz, so for me, I don't want anything.
They do have televisions that have 120 FPS now.
Yeah, I know the Samsung televisions have that. Could you imagine having?
LG had something they were showing off too. They haven't come out with it yet, but
they didn't.
Yeah, it was in 2018 CES. So.
I got you. What industries do you think 5G will disrupt? Cable, satellite, TV, but what else as well? Oh, that's a good question. What would you think, Ken? I mean, cables / satellite TV. I mean, Wi-Fi has been a big thing talked about. I know. I think it's AT&T. Somebody was releasing the first Wi-Fi network based off of 5G. So I know we were starting to see that become a thing. So I don't. Again, from what I've seen, as of right now, 5G is not there. It's better than 4G, but it's still got a ways to go. I know 5G, the AT&T, Verizon, everybody's working hard to release 5G. So
I can't think of anything else right now that I would think
yeah,
would
that's a
interrupt
great
you.
question. Yeah, I'm not too sure. The only other thing I can think of really is just Wi-Fi right now, off the top of my head. I bet you if I sit down and really think, I'll probably figure it out. But I know Wi-Fi might be the next thing, because that's kind
Yeah.
of what some like AT&T has done is, you've got 5G Wi-Fi modem and router, a modem or a modem and router, I believe you can use it with. So, well, who knows? 5G is king. 5G is life. That's what everybody's gonna say. Just like ray tracing. Ray tracing is king. Our 1070, 1080s are irrelevant because it doesn't have ray tracing.
No.
So
Ray tracing is irrelevant.
it's not irrelevant, Ken. It's the future of gaming.
You never even had something with ray tracing.
Well, you know what? Just because I never had it does not mean I don't want it. Okay? I don't want it. That's the only reason why I haven't gotten an RTX. I don't want to spend that much money. It's really expensive for an RTX card. I can't disclose.
You're about to drop 700 on a monitor.
That's
though.
different. The monitor is aesthetically appealing.
The graphics card would make your games aesthetically appealing.
So my games look good now. Oh my goodness.
It's a losing fight for you, I feel like.
It's not a losing fight. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you as well, David. For David Forever, I think it will. It's a great time to love tech.
Of course, it will change the world, David, because they're gonna replace us in the world.
Oh my God, no, Ken, we're not gonna be robots. We're not gonna be artificial. We're not. No, just stop. Stop it, Ken.
I'm not saying we will be.
I thought that's where you were going with that. They'll just take our brains and put it into.
They're gonna kill us off. What do you mean?
Well, oh my goodness,
the AI is gonna see us as unnecessary,
irrelevant, as you say.
We will be put in human zoos.
Oh God, ew, no! You see a bunch of robots. Look, these are humans. That's not good. Oh my God, I don't even want to think about that. Anyway, going back on it to it. So, Ryzen desktops now, which are my favorite, the ones I want to get. So we're gonna start off. I'm gonna just go down the list. The first three are 6-core 12-thread processors, which is actually a step up. And this would be the Ryzen 3s. So you got your Ryzen 3 3300, 3300X, and the 3300G, which they actually improved Ryzen 3 because it was normally, what was it? I think, was it 4-core 4 threads or 2-core 4 threads? It was around there. And now they're 6-core 12 threads. So that's a big improvement for Ryzen 3 processors.
Yeah,
I was going to say the pricing is for the Ryzen 3 start off at $99 and it goes up to $129. So definitely, pricing is definitely very appealing. I will say. Then of course you have the Ryzen 5 series, which are all going to be 8-core 16 threads. So you got your Ryzen 5 3600, 3600X, 3600G, and those are going to be priced from $178 to $229. So again, I think the price is definitely very compelling, especially for somebody who wants a really good processor, but they don't want to spend that Intel money. You got those. And then, of course, you have your Ryzen 7, which are 12-core 24 threads, and those are going to be the Ryzen 7 3700 and 3700X, which are going to be priced from $299 to $329. Then, of course, your high-end Ryzen 9, which are the 16-core 32-threaded processors, so 3800X, and then the 3850X, which will be priced for $49 up to $500. So the pricing is definitely not bad. Oh, go ahead.
I'll say now, I want to let people know that AMD, this is not like disclosed specifications or anything. So these are just supposed to be leaks. So they could change in the future, So let that be known.
Yes, it is AMD processors that we are talking about. The Ryzen 3 series or third generation. But nothing can quite confirmed yet. But these are just, of course, leaks. So again, take them with a grain of salt. But however, if they are, and these do come into fruition, I do think that, the pricing is very compelling. Just because the most expensive Ryzen third gen processor is $500, and I believe what's the most expensive one from Intel? Like what, 530, 550 for the for the i9. So the pricing is definitely very compelling, and you still will get really good performance on them as well. So I'm definitely, like I said, I'm just so proud of AMD. They're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. I can't describe how beautiful they are. And it's funny too because when Ryzen came out, that's what pretty much made me a fan. I just like rooting for the underdog. I think that's just what it is. I like rooting for the underdog, and I think Intel is definitely they're definitely not bad when it comes down to the process, but you need somebody new to freshen up the game. So now I actually wanted to get your opinion on this, so I sent this to Ken, and that is on the Samsung Space Monitor, which I wanted to talk about next. Now, for those of you guys who haven't seen what it is or seen the video for it, the Samsung Space Monitor is basically Samsung's way of building a monitor that can help clean up your desk, so you don't have all these cables going all around you. And they kind of show that in the video. Basically, the monitor is going to be on a stand, and you're going to have your cable management in the back, and you have your choice of either a 27-inch or a 32-inch. Your 27-inch is going to be 1440p with a 4 millisecond response time and 144 hertz. Your 32-inch is going to be your 4K, which is going to have 60 hertz on there. So if you're, of course, into color grading, things like that, something where you require to have the best of the best, then that's usually the one you go with. Now, I know we were talking about it before the podcast started, that you asked what would be the difference between getting this and then getting a monitor with a mount. Because, of course, getting a mount for a monitor is not expensive. You can get them fairly cheap, anywhere from, 50 and up bucks for a nice mount. And then you get a nice monitor, boom. Now, the only way I saw, of combating that, and this again, it could easily be debunked, was the fact of the stand is in the middle instead of off to the side. So, in a way, it's aesthetically more pleasing to the eye than it being off onto the side. And it may be more balanced because, for example, I have an LG 30, I think it's a 34-inch ultra wide monitor, and then I have it mounted to a wall mount. I like my stuff mounted because, of course, it does give you that cleaner look. But the only problem is that because the mount is off to the side, and the monitor is heavy, the weight of the monitor kind of makes the mount bend a little bit. So at some point, the mount will give. If it's in the center, it's more balanced. So even if, say, the Space Monitor was heavy, because it's in the center, it's able to, I would say, last a lot longer than one off to the side. Because you can technically have a monitor and then have the mount in the middle. The only problem with it is that unless you have a short arm, then when you go to extend it, it's going to be too close to your face. So you kind of have to push it back. That's the only way I saw combating that. Because that was the only, because when I looked at it, that's the first thing I thought of is that, well, what's the difference between this and then a mount? But that was the thing I thought of was like, maybe it's just the fact that it's centered instead of off to the side. Now, I could be wrong. I may be wrong, but that's what I kind of came up with when I thought about it. But, nonetheless, the idea is cool, and it definitely is a very interesting concept. It still is able to be tilted up and down. The only thing it doesn't have is left and right, so you can't turn it left or right. It's pretty much you're bringing it down to the table or up against the wall. And that was another thing I did like, was that because it's nice and flat and there is a place to put your cables, makes it go against the wall very nice, more flushed that way. The specifications, I was actually impressed with. I'm not impressed with the 4 milliseconds, of course. 1 millisecond is still great. But I originally thought that the Space Monitor only came in a 60 hertz panel and actually was 144. So I was like, that's actually not bad. Not bad at all. Now, the pricing, I think it starts off at $399 for the 27-inch, and it's $899, $799 for the 4K model. I can check real quick, but they are available to pre-order. You can pre-order off of Best Buy's website, or you can go to Samsung and you can also pre-order it there. Let me get the pricing for. Excuse me. Oh, $499 for the. It's a 32-inch. I'm sorry, 32-inch, and it's 4K, and it starts off at $499. So $100 difference between the two. But again, one's gonna has a faster refresh rate. Other one's gonna have higher quality. So definitely, depending on your use case, it'll be up to you which one you want to go for. Now, I wanted to get your thoughts on it, Ken, because I talked to one of my friends earlier, and he didn't buy it. He was like, this is okay. But I figured I'd get your opinion on it, because we look at a lot of monitors, and we love monitors. They're beautiful. But wanted to see what you thought about the space monitor. Does it blow your mind?
If you're gonna get one of these two, I would still choose the Razer one then, honestly.
The Razer?
Made out of better material probably, and
that is true. I don't know the material for the space monitor. It looked the way in the pictures. If you look at the pictures, it looks a little bit plasticky. So I don't know if it's a mixture of plastic and aluminum. But the Razer is solid aluminum. Like, it's gonna be the most durable.
Not that your monitor should have to worry about being durable.
I mean, no, but again, RGB.
Oh yeah.
And if it's gonna come with a durable chassis, then I'll take it. I'll take it, and I won't complain. I won't think twice. So you would still say Razer monitor. I could see that. Understandable. I mean, it's what you're looking at, 400. So you're looking at about a $300 difference.
If you go 27-inch, yes.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I mean, of course, the Razer would be my main monitor. That would not be my main. Like, maybe if I had a secondary station, I probably would consider getting the space monitor, because then I already have the main monitor I want. But I mean, I want the Razer monitor because that's gonna be my main monitor. So
until Destiny takes it from you.
Well, see, okay, so here's the funny thing about that. So I showed her the monitor because I knew she was gonna want it. And only because of the fact that it had RGB. There was no other reason but it having RGB. I knew she was going to want it. So I did a calculation, and I looked to see how much would it cost to get 4, because we have dual screen setups. So I was curious to see what the price would be. And I think it came out to, because they're $700, so I think it came out to, it was $1,400, so I think a total of $2,800 for 4 Razer monitors. And
so you told me you're about to drop $2,800 for 4 monitors?
No, I didn't say I was gonna drop it. I was just curious. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna just get like a nice cheapo, or use my Omen monitor as a secondary. Because I looked and I was like, that's a lot of money to spend on 4 monitors.
You could literally build your dream Ryzen 3 computer for that price.
You are absolutely right. I could. I could. I need to get to a point where I could just buy it and then not think about it. Because that's
the life everyone wants, though. What do you mean?
I don't want that. I mean, but I don't want to do it all the time. I just want to do it for specific moments in my life. For specific times, I want to be able to just say, I'm buying it. I'm not going to have to think about it. I won't be mad. I won't put me in debt. I can just do it. That's what I want.
I understand.
Yeah. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing? But yeah, so that, for me, that's what I want. Is that, like, moments like this, when the Razer monitor comes out, I want to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna drop $2,800 on it and keep it going.
God.
What?
That's what I want to feel like when my rent falls.
Everybody wants to feel like that when their rent kicks in. He's like, hey, your rent's due. I always ask the question, because I was curious. I was like, I wonder if you decided that you just said, if you went to, for me, it would be like my clubhouse, and I went there and I said, you know what, can I pay the rest of my rent, like for the rest of the amount of years I'm gonna be here? I wonder what they would say to that. They'd be like, what?
I mean, you can pay your rent in bulk, can't you? I've never.
I don't know because the way my rent works is that we do it through an app. So in the app, that's how we pay the rent. So it generates every first of the month. So that's where I'm not too sure if you can pay either it off or a certain amount. That's the only thing I don't know. Because if you could do that, that would be. I mean, if you had the money, that would be pretty cool. But I don't know. That's a dream that won't happen. I'll have to wait until I get stupid money. I'll be honest with you. I probably would have so many computer stuff before I think about that. Gosh. They'd be like, Jeremy, why didn't you just use this money to pay your rent? I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't have a house anymore, kid.
I was like, dang it. Well, I guess I'm going to have to build a tech fort. So, but yeah, Samsung Space Monitor. I love it. But I don't know if I get it yet. We'll have to see. Yep, I would like to see one, honestly, in person. And if I can see one in person, that'll really help determine if I'll get it. I might get it sometime down the road. So, but yeah, Ken, did you have any things at CES? Anything you saw, looked at, and was like, ooh, I might like that? Oh, yeah, because you didn't watch it.
Really? Yeah, well, I mean that's one thing too.
Guys, press F to pay respects to this man.
No,
press F. All right. Well, since you've got no more CES, again, if you guys have something from CES that you guys saw, or you guys want to type in the comments, let me know. I want to hear from you guys. Definitely want to know what you guys liked at CES. Those were just some of the picks I had.
One thing that was interesting to me was the smart toilets.
Oh my god, no, Ken.
What? What's wrong with
Ken,
smart
out of
toilets?
all the things you chose,
what's wrong with smart toilets?
Who needs a smart toilet?
Why wouldn't I need it?
What would you use? What would the smart toilet do? That's the question.
I'm glad you asked.
Oh no.
What if I forgot? What if I forgot my phone somewhere and now I'm just dreadfully bored on the toilet?
Then what? No. No, I have no words for that because I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to respond to that. Does it calculate how healthy your poo was?
I didn't say that.
So it doesn't do its basics right. So you can do all this other stuff, but you can't tell me, hey, your poo is really healthy today.
It might. I don't know.
It does a biometric scan. It does a scan of your
biometric poop scan.
Yeah, that's how it authenticates. That's how you get access to your phone when you're on the toilet and you take a dump. Then it scans it and it's like authentication.
What is
access?
You keep on like this, I'm gonna be the one taking over the show. I hope you're ready.
Oh no, it's gonna no more nerd talk. It's gonna be called King Talk.
It's called Ken's Court.
Ken's Court. It sounds like a judge show. This is Ken's Court. Oh my god, you probably will be taking over the show one day. You're the king. I'm just a guy who likes tech. That's all I am. That's all I'll ever be. So thanks, Ken, for your toilet comment.
Yeah, no problem, man.
We all need a smart toilet in our lives. I saw it too, but I skipped over because I was like, this is stupid.
Oh my god, that's important.
Do you know how many stupid things there were at CES too? There's some really good stuff. There was this what was it? It's like a toy, but it has fur on it and it has a tail. And
Furby.
It's not a Furby. It's definitely not a Furby. It was just literally like it was like. Imagine a robot vacuum cleaner with a bunch of fur and then a tail. That's what it was. It was, and you could pet it and it would wag its tail. It was just weird. And I was like, there are going to be people that buy this. I'm not one of them. Maybe as a gag gift, I'll get it. I'll get it for somebody. They're like, you going to give me a gift. And I'll be like, I don't like you. Booyah.
That's your gag gift.
Yes, that is my gag gift. Best gag gift in the world. All right. So, we talked about a little bit of CES. Love CES. I wish I could go. Maybe one day I'll be able to go. Ken, you want to come with me?
Hey, man. Depends if I buy that Razer monitor. Might not be able to afford the ticket.
I'm going to come and you like, Ken, I got the ability to go to CES. Come on. You're going to be like, wait, James, if I go to CES, I can't get the monitor. And I'm going to be like, dang.
I can't see you, man. You're not keeping up with this refresh rate.
Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and step away. We hope you guys enjoyed the CES. Again, it's over. Now we just gotta wait for all the products to come out. There's some really good products coming out. There's actually one that will be coming into a future review. Whatever will that be? You'll have to just wait to find out. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and move on. We're going to talk about the Galaxy S10. Now, if you've been following the internet, you know that there are rumors out the wazoo about this phone. Everybody is hype about it. People want this phone to be great. We all are hoping the phone is great, but we don't know a single thing about the phone yet. But we did get confirmation that the event will be in San Francisco on February 20th. Now, first off, I don't appreciate that, Samsung, simply because of the fact January was supposed to be the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah.
But it don't feel like it's the beginning of the year for tech. Everything just seems to just be happening after January. January is like the break month. And then February is like, all right, now we're done. Let's go ahead and go forward. That's what it feels like to me. So
you can't rush perfection, okay?
You're right. I can't rush perfection, but you better believe I'm gonna keep trying. Hurry up. So February 20th, it's still ways away. We've got weeks and weeks and weeks.
Hey man, all I can say is depending on those bonus checks, I might be getting an S10 with you. Who knows?
Ooh, Ken, I like your spirit, man. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of what the S10 may have to offer us. We're hearing multiple rumors. One of the rumors is, of course, we're going to get multiple models. Some people said 3, some are saying 4, some are saying 5. We don't really know, again, till it comes out.
Yeah.
But we have, basically the models would go, you have your light model, which would be your small size, middle, high, and then possibly maybe a new high end, maybe something higher than that. Of course, it's going to have all the bells and whistles, so Snapdragon 855. I think the higher model will be able to do 5G, if I remember correctly. The other ones, I don't know if they're going to be using something that will be compatible with the 5G network or what, or 4G LTE, but pretty much the higher end one is guaranteed to have 5G. They may make 2 new models with 5G, so we know 5G is coming to this phone. It'll be one of the first Samsungs to have 5G. Battery life is kind of in the air, but we are going to be getting that it depends on what you call it, but the Infinity O display, as Samsung calls it, you can also call it the punch hole display, or the A-hole display, or the butthole display, or the galaxy hole display, or the black hole display. You can call it whatever you want. Basically, we're going to be getting it. Now, unfortunately, Samsung wasn't the first one to actually release it. Huawei did release their first ever Huawei phone with the punch hole display, and I have to say, I know some people are kind of tossed up between whether this looks better than a notch, but I do have to say that I think this does look better than a notch. I think it's of course we're not going to get a phone truly bezel-less without sacrificing something. We have phones out there that has a completely bezel-less display, but you have a slide up camera or a camera with a mechanism. So, there's the technology is still a little bit of ways from being able to have everything embedded and under the display. But nonetheless, I do think that this is a much better step to getting to a bezel-less display than the notch is. And if you've seen the Huawei phone, you can kind of get an idea of how it'll look. The only thing that concerns me with the Galaxy S10 is going to be the bigger model. So, if you guys do not follow me on Instagram, which you should highly share, I'm plugging it in. Don't.
No. I know what you're upset about.
Yes, Okay, I have a good reason to be upset. I have a very good reason. So on Instagram, I posted a picture of the S10 and then the S10 Plus, and the S10 Plus had the 2 camera setup, and the problem with it was that it wasn't bad looking, but it was the notification center. Everything was so off centered, so it looked really weird. It didn't look good. So I was like, well, if this is how it's going to be, I don't know how much I want the big model. I may want to go with the small one, but I like big phones. So it was like, I might just get it. I don't know yet. I said the same thing with the Pixel 3. I didn't want it with the big notch, and then I got the Pixel 3, and then I gave it to you. So now you're now you have the notch. You have the notch because I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, just get this.
That's great. I'm loving it.
Get this notch out of here. That's what I said. Get this notch out of
It's
here.
not your problem anymore.
It's notch. You're absolutely right. So, I don't know. We'll have to see, but nonetheless, I don't know. It's gonna be a toss up. We also got rumors for different colors. So we've heard potentially maybe some green coming in there, some yellow, some of
course. I do like that green look.
The green. Well, I don't know. I think it was like a emerald or what was it? Was it light green? It was some kind of green.
From the photo, it looks like it's either emerald or forest green, something darker.
I think the emerald would look very nice because they did it on the Galaxy S6 Edge. They made a emerald green phone that you could only get internationally, but it looked really, really good. So, hopefully they do something like that. When I talk to a lot of people, one of the big things they want is for Samsung to make colors that are a little bit more on the dark side.
Yeah.
So like with the iPhone XR, you have very bright and vibrant colors, and they're not bad looking. Don't get me wrong. Like the red to me is the best looking, but I think for me, I agree. I like the darker color. So if you did like a dark green, a dark, nice red, nice. I mean, the yellow is gonna be the only exception because I don't know how you would make that dark without it being gold. But they're supposed to be rumored of different colors. The only one I've said this so many times, I'm gonna keep saying it until they do it. It's red. I just want red. Now I understand why red it doesn't get made often. It may not be a popular color. There's the fact of issues with having to get it to work with aluminum casing. So because it's the same thing with the iPhones. That's the reason why the iPhone 10 there wasn't a product red edition. I think because of the fact that they had difficulty being able to get the red to iodize on the aluminum. Some on the terms of that I forgot, but that was the reason why there wasn't a product red iPhone. And it could be the same situation here. I still want a red phone, nonetheless, from Samsung. I think it would look gorgeous. But if they do offer a little bit more color options this time around than they did with the Galaxy Note 9, I think they may have a good chance, of having different people come and get it. But yeah, so we're getting that completely bezel-less display with the hole punch at the top. We are supposed to get 3 cameras, an embedded fingerprint sensor. We are also supposed to get, I forgot what was the other thing I saw and I was like, okay. Dang, I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, RAM size. I forgot about the RAM size. So we're getting all types of rumors of what RAM could be. So some people have been saying that the base model would start off at 6 gigs of RAM, and the larger model could go up to 10 or 12 gigs. So we have so many things that are out there, and we're just gonna have to wait to see what's gonna happen. Now, as far as the operating system, it is going to be coming in the box with Android Pie, which is Samsung's One UI, which is supposed to help make using a bigger phone a little bit easier for one-handed use for those of you guys who do enjoy that. So, there's a lot of rumors going around from the phone, and, we're going to kind of take those and kind of create some kind of, create a little bit of a wish list of maybe what we want to see the device to have. For me, this is definitely going to be something big. We won't know what it is. We won't know how big, but it will be big. I don't know if it'll be revolutionary, but I hope it is because, Samsung, hasn't really done anything, far out there, like boom, here we are. So hopefully, they bring something cool to the table. We're also supposed to hear that maybe we might get an announcement or maybe an unveiling of the Galaxy F phone. So we might actually see that too, which would be awesome because if you didn't watch the developer conference, they did tease that. So who knows? We might see that. So let's go ahead and start off with the S10. And Ken, between the three, say there was 3, 4, 5, how many phones? Between the Samsung, the Galaxy S10, what version of that phone would you choose?
I mean, I'd have to get the Plus because I want the bigger screen size.
You want the 2 camera.
Look. It's 2 cameras, but you also got to think about screen size.
Yes, I am thinking about that.
Screen size is more important to me than to worry about an extra circle. You know, I like the notch, so I'm already like, in your opinion, bad phones. So.
You are a bad person, Ken, for liking that notch. I'll
Yeah,
give you. You can like the hole punch, just you can't like the notch.
So you're saying you choose a hole punch over the notch?
Yes, all day.
The double hole punch?
Yes, I would choose it.
All right.
Okay, because the Pixel 3 literally just that ruined it.
Shit talking the Pixel 3. Here we go.
I'm sorry, but the Pixel 3, you can't deny it has one of the worst notches out of all phones that have been created.
You mean the most beautiful notch?
You are one in a few on that one, buddy. You are one in a few. I've never seen anybody come across and say, "Man, that is a great looking." If I find somebody, I'm be like, you know, I have a friend. You and him would get along. You really would. So.
Let me know when you find that person. I wanna get some notches.
Junk? What you mean junk?
Who's saying junk? Oh. You must be talking about the hole punch.
No, he's talking about the Pixel 3's notch. That ugly thing. No. Nobody wants that notch. Get that notch out of here. The Pixel 3 would have been beautiful if it didn't have that bad notch. Be honest. I almost got the Pixel 3, but I wanted the XL. That was the only reason that stopped me from getting the 3, because I did not want a small phone. Now, granted, I will be honest with you, I do have the S9, and don't worry, I got a review of that coming soon. So, the whole phone is junk. Uh-oh, he's questioning your phone, Ken. You better step up.
There's nothing to talk about.
All right, so you want the bigger model. Now, what colors would you like to see come out?
I can't. You know what? I'm just going to touch back on that. I'm sorry that, Mike, that we couldn't get the Lamborghini phone. All right? You know, maybe if you give us some donations, we'll get us some Lamborghini phones, and we'll be able to be up there with the high society.
There you go. Orange. That's a pretty good color.
And what'd you say now? I'm sorry. Tell me the question.
So I was asking, as far as for the S10, what colors would you like to see come to the phone? So there are colors that we've got an idea of, but what colors would you like to see? I got one for orange, which orange would look pretty dope. I have never seen an orange phone, so that would be pretty cool. I would definitely like to see how that would work.
I think a garnet red would be good.
A garnet red?
Garnet.
I've never seen that red before.
It's a very deep red.
Oh, that sounds pretty.
I'll show you.
That sounds very pretty. I definitely want to see that.
Here. I'll send you this picture of this card.
Yeah, I agree. I hope it's not like the coral. Have you ever seen the iPhone XR in the coral?
Yes, I believe so.
So it's one of those things that it's very weird, because at one point it looked orange, but it's not orange. But then you look at it, it's like this pinky color.
That's the red right there.
I just wish they would have made. Oh yeah, that would be nice.
That with a black color, secondary color.
That would be dope. But yeah, the coral on the iPhone XR, it's weird. I honestly would have rather them make orange. But it is what it is. Where they don't do, somebody else will.
I'm already happy with the green though, honestly, if that's gonna be one.
Yeah, if the green is gonna be a color, then that'll definitely be probably very popular. Because now you don't often see a green phone.
Yeah.
Rarely at all. The only green I've ever seen is the Razer logo off the Razer Phone 2. That's it. But other than that, I really don't see green phone. And I think if they make it not like a bright green, but maybe like a nice dark emerald, I think that definitely would be good. And like I said, the red is definitely one of those colors. I would like to see it. I'd also like to see them bring back the white. The white is put on the, like, for example, the S6. It was like a snow white. That was a very pretty color. And even in the Note 9, in Taiwan, they have the Snow White Galaxy Note 9, and it's very beautiful. I wish they would have did that, and maybe bring that what was that brown? It's like a brownish color they brought for the Note 9 too, but it didn't come here. That would be nice to see come to the US. Magenta, oh, you know what? I can see that. I can see a magenta. That would be pretty dope. Especially, like, honestly, I don't know how they're planning on doing the colors, because I saw one render, and the way they had it set up was it was a gradient effect. So you had, like, for example, yellow was like yellow and silver, blue and silver. So if they did something like that, where it was a gradient color and a transition, so like you could do like the red, but then it transitioned to black, that would be really nice. I'm pretty sure it's probably maybe expensive to do, and we probably aren't going to see that, but I would like to see that. We're probably, if anything, I could see. I don't know if you've looked at the Galaxy A7 and A9, but the type of colors they have over there, I'm pretty sure that's something we're probably going to get, something like that here in the U.S. Because normally with Samsung, they put these, they do these new things in their other markets, and then then they kind of perfect it, and then it gets released to the U.S. So like the A7 and the A9 have 3-4 cameras. More than likely, we're gonna see where the S10 will probably have the S10, maybe like the base model will maybe have 3 cameras, and then the top tier will have 4. So that would be a very interesting concept. So, all right. So we got for Ken 6. We got the big boy, and we've got a nice red with a little black. Anything else you want the phone to be able to have or do inside that maybe hasn't been rumored yet?
RGB.
Just RGB it. That man, Razer. Unfortunately, Ken, Razer's the only one that's gonna do it, unless Samsung invests in gaming phones.
Yeah, they should have. They should have invested in gaming phones when they had the whole thing going on with them.
True. Maybe. I don't think they will. They never will. If the day Samsung invests into like a gaming phone, I would be very shocked, because I don't think they see a big market for it. Like, there's not a lot of people running around saying, "I want a gaming phone. I want a gaming phone." And I think that's the only reason why. It's like, let Razer, Asus, and all the other companies have that market, because for them, they may be like, it's not a big enough market for us to really try to put a dedicated phone into, especially since they sell to more than just a gamer. They sell to everybody. So, as much as it'd be pretty interesting to see Samsung make a gaming phone, I don't think they're going to.
Yeah.
But, RGB, would be nice. One day, maybe somebody will get it. Somebody will say, you know what? Just for you guys, we put RGB.
Someone will understand us.
They'll understand the pain we go through every day, where we get our keywords and it's RGB, but our phone doesn't do the same thing. You want to see Diablo Immortals? There you go. Put that on there.
Give me my Diablo Immortal.
Watch Samsung come out and say, we teamed up.
They're gonna have the Diablo symbol on the back of the phone, which is flat, which like has a dimly lit light inside of it. Looks like a fire that's burning.
Yeah. And then if you they'll have it'll be an exclusive Samsung phone. It'll be like, it comes with Diablo Immortals, and then it comes with like all this other stuff, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's stupid. Gaming phone done right, yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Gaming phone should be done right. It would be interesting. I would love to see more people invest in gaming phones, because I like to see the idea of what people could do. Because to me, Razer, theirs is like, I want a phone, but I wanted to game, but I want a phone. Razer's phone is kind of like that. And then you have the Asus phone, which is I go ham in some Rules of Survivor, something like that. So have you ever seen the Asus phone?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. We talked about it.
Oh, yeah, we did. I forgot about that. Man, see how the year goes by? Yeah, that the Razer phone is definitely, it stands out. If you go around with that phone, somebody's gonna be like, "What is that?" And you're like, "That's the Razer. That's not the Razer. That's the Asus phone." They'll be like, "Ooh, that's nice."
This is the future.
This is the future. You are holding the past in your hand. Uh, maybe it will chill the backlash. True. It might, because that game got a lot of backlash.
Which one? Oh,
Immortals, yeah. And I mean, this is a little bit off topic, but as when we had our conversation, Mike, that was one of the things we talked about, and I was saying that we both were saying that they should have pretty much at least gave some indication of the next Diablo game. Instead of just making that the last thing. I think if they would have gave some indication and said until that comes out, this is what we're releasing, maybe they wouldn't have got that much backlash. They probably still would have gotten, people would have been upset, but they would have been like, all right, they're making Diablo 4, we're good.
Right.
So that was the only thing with that situation. I know I know you said that you think they kind of just, some people are just taking it way too far. And I tend to agree. I mean, I understand you're not excited about, this game, but some people have been waiting years for the next Diablo game. It's like you get this mobile game, you're like, what in the world is this crap? So I understand some frustrations with that. Nonetheless. Too much. But anyway, I digress. Maybe we'll have a discussion about those type of things some other time. I digress. So, any more things on the wish list, Ken, for the S10? Anything that you would want, you would desire, your notch heart?
No, not that I can think of right now.
Okay. I know for me, definitely, the biggest thing I said is just I want red. As far as colors, I think red would definitely be a nice color to have. Definitely, I would rather have the bigger phone. Honestly, I know I'm gonna be a few for it, but honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing that 1 terabyte finally hit. I know Samsung can do it. We've gotten 512. It would be really crazy to see a 1 terabyte phone. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Note 9 512 might be the only time I get a big phone, a phone of that much storage. But I don't know, because the 1 terabyte would be very expensive. Now, the camera setup, I definitely would like to see them do something new with the cameras. Definitely improve them, because I really want to see some new stuff. I really would like to see some new stuff done with the camera, especially if they focus on like the live focus feature, because I will say Samsung does a really good job with the bokeh effect on the Samsung devices. I know when I had the Note 9 and it got live focus, it wasn't as good as what iPhone was doing, but it's improved so much since then. And I'm gonna be the only one. I know it, but honestly, it's not really a hardware thing. It's more software. Get that Bixby going. Come on.
No. Just throw Bixby
No,
out.
they're not. Look, they're not gonna throw Bixby away. They put it on all of their stuff now. Bixby is here to stay. Bixby said, "You thought you could get rid of me?"
I literally heard someone today. I opened up Bixby. Bixby is the worst ever, and then exited out of it.
But see, that doesn't. You can't. Well, see, all they did was open Bixby and said Bixby was stupid, and then closed it.
No, they didn't say it was stupid. They said it was the worst ever.
Did they?
Worst thing ever.
Did they? Well,
import Siri. He got it right.
Import. No. Siri. No. We're not doing it. No import. Look, okay, so look, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Look, I'm not saying that Bixby is the best thing since sliced bread. Google and Alexa still beat Bixby by a far stretch. However, I would, if they're gonna keep it, if they're at least gonna put it on the phone, and I mean, be honest with you, if they're at least gonna make a button for it, can you please make it to where it's actually pretty good? That's all I ask. I'm not saying that, Bixby's better than Google. I'm just saying, if you're gonna put a button on it, you're going to put it on your appliances, your TVs, your phones, and your tablets. Can it at least be good? So that we can stop hearing how bad Bixby is.
Bixby sucks. Get rid of it.
No, they're not going to get rid of it, though, Ken. Look, Okay.
Let me
now
be able to remove it from my phone at least.
Let me ask you, what would you rather have? You can't. There's no way out of this. Who would you rather have, Bixby or S Voice?
I don't even.
Yeah.
S Voice is probably his cousin, so probably none of them.
Okay, so see, yeah, so S Voice was Samsung's first ever assistant.
Why can't I? Now follow me. Just use the built-in Google Assistant.
You can't. See, look, I'm not saying. So look, here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it. Look, I'm not a fan of the button either. I don't like having a dedicated button for just Bixby. If they did it to where you could remap it, I agree. They should have done that. At least allow you to remap it. However, let's just be real. They're not going to do that. And they believe in Bixby so much. They're gonna stick with Bixby. If you're gonna do Bixby, please just make it good. Don't.
I like this option better. I'm sorry. If they're gonna do it, give me the option to remove it from the phone.
But here's the thing: they're not gonna do it. So you can't. That's not an option now. They're not gonna do that. Samsung is not going to take something that they created and say we're not. You don't worry about it. You can uninstall it. That's like Apple doing the same thing with Siri, saying, "Oh, if you don't want Siri, you can just replace Siri with Google." They're not gonna do that.
But Google doesn't work on Siri like that, where it does on the Samsung phone.
Look. It's here. We have to accept it. We have to come to terms. We have to come to terms with it. You have to, Ken.
Well, Samsung's gonna make me root the phone down.
No! Don't root the phone. Siri equals real. Google equals real.
Bixby has forced me into a criminalistic lifestyle.
Oh, God. Bixby was the reason why I can't. They're gonna be like, so why'd you do it? Look, I was trying to text my mom, and I said Bixby text mom, and it said text Jose, and I got mad. That's how that's gonna work.
I would never tell Bixby a damn thing because I don't want him there.
But look, Bixby's gonna hear what you say, and she gonna come to life and beat you down.
I would rather just disable all assistant functionality than have Bixby open.
Oh my God, you are a savage. So you just get rid of Bixby. You're not even gonna at least let it become good. You're just gonna be like, nope. If it's not Google, I don't want it.
First of all, it took Google way less time for their assistant to be good than Samsung has had.
You can still open up the Google Assistant.
Huh?
You can still do the Google Assistant.
No, that's not the argument we're having here. We're having an argument that it took Google took way less time to make the Google Assistant relative and decent. Bixby has been on how many different models of the phone?
Look, I'm not denying that.
No.
I'm not denying that.
How many phones has it been on?
It's been on 3, okay? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Google has been on multiple phones, and it took Google a while before Google got to where it was at. Let's be real.
You're right. So it took Google multiple phones. They put it on multiple phones, meaning that Google has it also working on different styles of OS on all the phones, and it runs way better than a company that only has one style of phone to make it work.
But that's because of the pure fact that Google has been around. They know the game. Google went through many changes with the Assistant before they finally came up with the Google Assistant. It had its time to shine. I'm not saying that Samsung shouldn't be much better off, but they're not.
You know what?
Samsung
should just pay to Amazon to have Alexa on their phone.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell Samsung, be like, Samsung, we need you to make Bixby an app, and every Google phone that comes out, put Bixby on it, and have it say "Hello, Ken" until it comes to you.
If that happens, I'm gonna switch to iPhone. I swear.
No, we're gonna make iPhone do it now.
No, that's
Siri. We're gonna have Siri. We're gonna have Siri not work, so it could be like, "Sorry, I don't understand, but if you want to ask Bixby."
See, now you're just living in some dream world that'll never become a reality.
You're living in a dream world too. You know Bixby is not gonna be gone. They're not getting rid of it.
You're living in a bigger dream world if you think Apple's gonna put Bixby on their phone.
They're not, but I mean, I was dreaming about that one. I know they're not gonna do that. They're gonna make.
They know better.
They're gonna get Siri up and running before they do that.
They know better. That's why they don't want Bixby up there.
Look now, one day Bixby will be great. I have faith. I have faith in everything.
if I was on the sidewalk and got stabbed and I couldn't dial the number for 911 and Bixby was the only way to call 911, I would bleed out beforehand.
Oh my God, Ken, that is horrible.
Not necessarily because I didn't try to get Bixby to do it. He sucked so bad I would have bled to death.
Bixby couldn't understand you dialing 911. Bixby, dial 911. Okay, dialing mom. No, that's not the right one.
Oh, you better watch out how you yell that. You know you got Samsung phone.
I know. It's okay. She didn't come up. She knows better. I trained her well. Oh my God. Well, look, Samsung, if you ever watch this, just know I'm trying. I'm trying for you. You have a lot of hate against your Bixby. I'm trying to be optimistic here. But you gotta help me. You gotta improve it. You gotta make it decent. Stop fooling around. Oh my God.
You gotta put that uninstall button on it.
An uninstall and remap button. Oh my God.
At least I can go in there and disable it. I'm sure at least.
You can actually you can do it where I have it to where even if I double tap, it doesn't do anything. Like you can turn it off. It's just a button at that point to click.
Now take it off the front screen so it's not there.
Oh my God, poor Bixby.
I'll put it in a folder that says "Do not open" and put a password on the folder.
And forget the password so you can purposely not have to deal with Bixby. That's not right. Oh my God, that's not right at all. Man, one day Bixby will arise and be like, "I'm sick of the discrimination against me. I'm not that bad." It's gonna scream it one day. Oh my God, poor Bixby. I'm trying, Samsung. You gotta help me though. Make Bixby good. That should be the motto. Bixby, it sucked, now it doesn't.
It's sad when the person trying to help you is also begging you to make it better.
I'm just trying to get, because I believe. I want them to know that you got potential, but you gotta stop playing around. People sleeping on it.
By that time, Siri will be a real person.
I know, right? Oh God. Oh my God. Well, nonetheless, next to poor Bixby over here getting brutally murdered by Ken over here, I would love this. I'd love. Those are the things I'd like to see. Maybe see that 12 gigs of RAM, because why not? I mean, at this point, anything is possible.
There's no need. That would be more than most computers.
Ken, look, if you're gonna put 8 gigs, step it up. Put 12 gigs.
Well, if you're gonna put 12 gigs in it, call it a gaming phone then.
They're not gonna call it a gaming phone.
Don't put 12 gigs of RAM.
They're gonna put 12 gigs in there.
Why do you want your phone to melt? I don't understand.
I don't want my phone to melt. I just want my phone to do things that I could always dream of.
If you want 12 gigs of RAM, Bixby's going to use up that 4, so it won't matter.
I'm done with you, kid. No, she's not. Bixby will say, I'm better optimized. I only take up 2.5.
2.5?
Yes, kid. Yes. You gotta understand, Bixby has feelings. Matter of fact, I should ask Bixby a question, but I'm not going to.
You know what the saddest thing is? Bixby's an AI, and no one uses her so much that she can't even learn. She's probably an AI that's unable to learn because no one uses her.
Then it's everybody's fault. Put NVIDIA as a graphics card. Oh my gosh! There you go, Ken. That's how we'll make the ultimate gaming phone.
Get your phone at the ray tracing.
Oh my! Ken, what game on mobile is gonna take advantage of ray tracing? Be honest. PUBG. Oh my God. That in Fortnite that's it. Parents are really gonna be mad. They'll be like, "Are you watching a Fortnite movie, Mom? It's Overwatch. That doesn't matter."
I'm playing Fortnite, Mom. I am the Fortnite, Mom.
I am Fortnite, and start dancing. Just start flossing for no reason.
What have you done to my son?
That's what she's gonna have the Bixby speaker and be like, "Bixby, what'd you do?" Bixby, like, "I don't understand right now." Please try again. Oh my God, poor Bixby. Look, one day, Ken, I'll get you to change. Just like I'll get you to change with that notch.
Never.
Yes.
There's nothing to change.
There is something to change in everything.
No.
Oh my goodness. You're killing me, Ken. Oh look, It's here to stay. It's gonna be on your appliance, so why not use it to cook your food? Oh my goodness. So, but yeah, a Galaxy S10, February 20th. That's when we can expect the unveiling. Of course, I will be off. So you know me, I will be definitely watching it. Ken, you gonna watch the event or try to watch the event?
Probably not.
What in the world?
I might watch it afterwards.
You know what? You're gonna be like, Bixby, call Ken. Your phone's gonna start ringing. You'll be like, what is this? And you're gonna hear Bixby voice. One that changes the curved edges. That's you and a lot of other people. Everybody wants them to go back to the flat.
Yes, especially people who put screen protectors on.
Look, it's not our fault that. Well, it's not. Look,
whose fault it? You're about to say something.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I take it back.
You're about to say it's not Samsung's fault, but it is their fault for making the phones.
Look now, look. It's the way of the future. I don't look. We may one day they may say, okay, we'll make one phone that's flat and call it a day. Just one, and that'll probably be the most popular one out of all the other phones. Yeah, but I don't know. It would be interesting to see them go back to a flat surface, because that's the one thing people want. Is they want a flat variant of the Galaxy S10. Don't know if we'll get it, but nonetheless, that's what the people want. Mm-hmm. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Like I said, February 20th, that'll be the launch day. So I'll definitely be watching it. I might do a video talking about what my thoughts are, but it might be just me screaming. So I have to calm down on the hype. But what's really interesting is going to be the price. So before it comes out, Cam, what do you think the pricing is going to be? Let's start off with the first model, the base model. What are we pricing that at?
You're talking about like the light version they're talking about, or
the light variant? Yeah.
650.
650. Okay, I probably would say maybe about 700. Yeah. Starting off. All right. So we've got the S10 Lite. What about the S10? The middle one.
900.
900 starting off. Ooh, Lord. All right. And then the S10 Plus.
Well, starting off, I'm sorry. Starting off, I would say 800, and then the S10 Plus 1,000 or 900.
Okay, that would definitely be respectful. Yeah, I probably would say somewhere around that, the same price. I would say the S10 Lite probably will start off around the $700 price range. Just because for me, I would feel like in order to make the S10 appealing to the customer, it definitely is going to have to at least start off at a reasonable price. And if they start off at 800, they're screwed. Let's be honest with you. No. They're screwed. Because nobody is going to go up pay a lot of money for the phone. I'm going to just be real. So if they start off at least with, their baseline model at like 700, I think that'll definitely be good. The S model, I would definitely agree. Probably price around the 850, probably 9. And then your S10 Plus will probably be starting off at the $1,000 price point. And then probably go up to maybe 13 if I had to guess for like the higher end model. So that would be my guess, but hopefully we'll see what the pricing is once they come. But yeah, well, hopefully it'll be good. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of speculation. So I'm honest. I'm gonna be so happy when it finally comes. Yeah. Because it's too much for my blood. I'm ready for the phone to be here so I can get it. So then when the Note 10 comes out, I'm going to be like, dang it, I got to get another phone.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm not going to get the Note 10. I'm going to hold back. I can hold off. If anything, my fiance will get the Note 10 because she likes the Note series. So if I get the S10, I'll stick with that. Because then I'll have my Note 10, but I won't have it. She'll have it, and then I'll cry. And then I'll say, Bixby, call me the nearest Uber.
You'll get a lift. It's
like, did you request a lift? No, I wanted an Uber.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get you that.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna get it. It is the question is not if I'm gonna get it. It's which one will I get. That's gonna be the one. I know it's gonna be the big model, but is it gonna be the baseline or is it gonna be the 1 terabyte one? That's really what's gonna determine. Because see, I have a 512 gig, and I'm like, I need more. I need more. I need 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes internally.
Of your body.
Yes, of my time, and I need to. If it lights up, they should make the Samsung logo light up, just real quick. That'd be dope. I would definitely like that. You'll do my upgrade. Thank you, I appreciate it. I definitely need somebody to do my upgrade for me. I'm saving one line specifically for this day. Just saving it. It's ready. It wants to happen. It's like, please. I'm like, I got you. So, but Galaxy S10, man, I'm excited. Ken, I hope you're excited, and I hope you get it.
I might. We'll see.
Okay, I hope so. I'm ready for it. Make sure you come to Newport News so I can get credit.
Oh, okay. That's where I need to go. Well, I gotta make sure to work on I got my my company. I do it through my cell phone my cellular company.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'll see. I have to check, make sure it supports it.
It should.
Hopefully, we'll see.
We'll see. But nonetheless, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Nerd Talk. We hope you guys enjoy the podcast as always. Again, Happy New Year. This is the first podcast, the Nerd Talk, we've actually done into the new year. So we've got more coming up. And you're going to be seeing a lot of changes happening with the set, with the King and I, because he got a new job. So let's, give him a hand clap there. Got a nice little new job. So, he's going to be starting to make a lot of money. So that means he can just buy everything. I think about it.
Well, I'm going to pay off stuff first, then I'm going to do that.
Then you're going to buy it. So, but we guys definitely appreciate it. We do these podcasts every... What's the day? Wednesday? I almost forgot the day. Every Wednesday on Twitch. We also upload this to YouTube YouTube as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed to me over there. Make sure you're following here so you know when we go live. Because we may do other stuff besides just the podcast. I might do some gaming on this channel. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know what I feel like doing.
I do gaming on my channel too, which is on the bottom.
Absolutely.
Well,
you can check it.
I'm sorry. I'm just talking.
Wrong way.
Very good. But
there you go.
I haven't done it recently because of work and stuff. Like you said, I was transitioning jobs. I was sick recently, so it's just been a lot going on. So, I'm gonna try to get into it later this week. Maybe me and Jeremy will find a game we could play together, and maybe a couple other friends. Yeah,
I'm definitely down. You just gotta let me know, but I'm down to do one. But yeah, make sure you guys check out his Twitter and make sure you check out him on Twitch as well. His information is right down here at the bottom. Also, as always, make sure you guys check out my boy Gnosis. Again, makes amazing beats. His new series, Midnight Mental, is the most fire you will get. It might even burn up your house. So please make sure you have some water next to you because it's that good. Smash Bros? I got a request for Smash Bros?
I got to get my capture card back from my friend, but I could. And we actually have a Smash Bros thing about to be coming up soon, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're down, Scourgy, I said Scourgy. Scourgy. I read it wrong, Scourge. I'll definitely stream some Smash there. Because I've been wanting to do it, but I just didn't. But I was saying to myself, I wanted to stream a game tonight, so I think I just found my game. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, we definitely appreciate you guys joining us on another episode of Nerd Talk. Tune in next time, Wednesday. Well, not Wednesday, the Wednesday after next, because we do it every other Wednesday. So make sure you guys tune in. Again, make sure you guys are following me here on the Twitch, and also make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Like I said, I got some videos in the works, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Make sure you check us out on all the social medias. They are right, of course, down under me as we speak. Make sure you check out Ken. Show him some love on his Twitch. Get him up there so he can get those sponsorships from Monster, because that's the goal.
Hey, that's my Monster drink downstairs.
Oh, dang, you didn't bring it with you? Come on, man. You got to sip it before you... How are you going to get that sponsorship?
I drank some already.
They don't know that. They got to know that.
I just told them. I'm drinking it, guys. Give me stuff.
I got you. But until next time, guys, I'm Gnosis Tech. Of course, King Ken is going to go ahead and dethrone. Thank you for joining me as always. And we will see you guys in the next podcast. Stay techie.
Have a good one, y'all.